Here on Westmoreland Sports Network, I'm Hannah Mears alongside an incredible young woman in our area, Liz Tapper, who is a thrower for Hempfield Track and Field. And let me just tell you something. This girl is no ordinary thrower, everybody. You need to pay attention because she won states this year. She won nationals. I mean, in these events that you're in, shot and disc, you were blowing numbers out of the water. So just to begin, Liz, I want to get to know you a little bit better and show everybody who we're really going to be talking about today. So introduce yourself a little. Where did you fall in love with throwing and track?
Well, I always like to start the story before track. So before track, I was a gymnast for 10 years, and I thought that was what I was going to do for the rest of my life. I was fine with it until I decided that that's really not what I wanted anymore. So I started pole vaulting. Mm-hmm. And from there, that's whenever I really, really fell in love with track and field. And I pole vaulted for 3 years until I found throwing, and I found Coach Murray, and he introduced me to it. And for that first year of high school, I was doing all 3 events. So I pole vaulted, I threw shot, and I threw disc. And I love throwing, and I loved the whole sport of track and field. I loved everything about it. And then I continued to do all 3 going into my sophomore and my junior year eventually. And so like really was what got me into it was pole vault. So without pole vault, I really wouldn't have started throwing at all. So it really was a really kind of crazy thing that all happened by chance.
Well, and definitely pole vault. I remember I ran track and field in high school, and I wanted to try pole vault so bad, but they stuck me in running because I played soccer, whatever. And I thought it was so fun, but there was a pole vaulter by the name of Bridget Guy back when I ran. And yes. She started as a gymnast too, and now she's excelling at the national level. I mean, she's incredible. So yes. Was that maybe a reason you went toward pole vault, seeing that success that gymnasts have had in it as well?
I did. Yeah. A lot of the athletes that I knew going into high school were former gymnasts that I had worked with for years before. So it just kind of made sense at the time. It was like pole vault's where it is. And then eventually it led to throwing because I really wasn't interested in those running events. Like I really did not want to be part of them. So we found shot put, and then a little bit later, disc came along, and I think I'm really happy where I am right now. I love doing all 3. It's a lot of fun in high school. It's busy, but it's fun.
It is. Honestly, doing a bunch of events at a track meet is really fun, and you get to build such a community. I remember some of my favorite track moments were like waiting in line to jump or run or something and getting to meet everyone and talk to everyone. And I'm still friends with so many of my opponents today. So track builds such a special community, and you're all kind of suffering together in a lot of the things. So maybe that's why. But I would say you should be satisfied with where you are. Let's look at your state performance. Not 1, but 2 gold medals, being what, the 4th, 5th person in Hempfield history to do so?
Yeah. There's been a line of us. Coach Murray has been great.
Well, throwers, I should say, because you guys have a phenomenal history there. I mean, Hempfield track is very elite. So great to be amongst names on that wall that you should be very proud of. But what was that experience like for you when you win one event, and then knowing, was there like more pressure to win the second one, or sort of less because you were like, I already won once, I'll be okay with however I finish?
Right. Yeah. So like I saw it as like going into it, that was my goal for the entire year. Like I was like, I really want states. We worked for it for all this time. Like this is our big goal for this year. So after the first win with shot put, I think I was so excited, like building from that disc was like, I walked in and I was so ready to go. Like I was so excited from the win the day before. And I really wasn't worried about the distances or where I came and like place wise. Like I really just wanted to do my best at the time. And I was so pumped from the day before. I just wanted to keep it going. So yeah, I didn't really feel pressured, but I think I was just running on more excitement, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the adrenaline that it'll get you, right? Because then you're already happy with where you are. So you're just kind of going in there better than going in upset and being like, this is it. I have to do this. But something that's even more impressive is you finished 10 feet over, or beat your distance at nationals for discus by around 10 feet, was it? Or something like that. Or maybe like 4 or 5 feet. Regardless, distance was way bigger than I think your throws from the beginning. It may have been like 10 feet from your first throw to your last one at nationals, but you finished higher than at states. So explain that dramatic shift for me.
So I did not get to PR at states. So my PR was actually hit at the beginning of the season at a home meet. So I threw 164 at a home meet early in the season. And my goal for the entire season was beating that number. Like, I just wanted to get 165, eventually 170. Like, I was right there. So at states, it didn't really go how I was planning on it going. I went walking in. I really wanted to get the state record, which was 166. So it was like right there with my PR. I wasn't able to get that day, but it's completely fine. Like, I still have another year. We're going to work towards it. Like, really super excited. I ended up throwing 153 at states, and I was really, really super happy with it. But with nationals, I think the whole like environment and like the feeling of it really, really pushed something out of me. Like, the adrenaline. I was so excited, and I ended up throwing 163. So I ended up having a 10-foot improvement from states to nationals. So yeah, I think the whole environment at nationals definitely made it a little bit more exciting, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I saw a Twitter video too, and it's so funny. It looks like you guys are kind of like in the middle of nowhere to throw as well. But I was going to ask about that. Going into nationals, knowing that you already, excelled above some expectations this year with 2 gold medals, were you just going in with kind of a lenient mentality, or when you walked in, were there a lot of people? Explain to me everything from the environment to how you were feeling to how you eventually performed.
Well, the environment was crazy. There was a ton of people. I was surrounded by a lot of people I had already formerly know from PIAA. So I was surrounded by a bunch of my friends and my family and some of my coaches, and to have everyone there watching for like one more meet this year was like really, really cool. And yeah, like I really think a lot of it came from just like from all the support I had there. I think that definitely helped a lot, knowing I had a lot of people there to support me, and the pressure really wasn't there anymore. It was like, it's nationals, like it's the biggest meet of the year. Like, don't go in super, super high expectations. Just kind of do your best. Like, we really couldn't do anything else other than that. And ended up going really super well. And I was really, really happy with how it went. I probably couldn't have asked for anything more than what happened. But yeah, I think it came from like everyone there and the support I had.
A gold medal in disc, 4th place in shot. I mean, you can't really ask for more at the national level, especially after winning gold twice at states. I mean, I would say that's a great junior campaign. But moving forward, I know you want to beat that PR. I'm sure that's already on your mind. As you told me yesterday, you had practice, like you jumped right back into the swing of things. So what are you setting your goals on next season for your senior season?
So next season, I really, really super want the state record in disc. I was going for it this year, and I just came up a little bit short at the wrong meet. But so next year that would be awesome. So the state record's 166. So I definitely want that next year. And then the all-time state record is 169. Mm-hmm. So that would be another amazing goal for next year. But I think for my senior year, we're planning on pushing like the 170s and the 180s. We'd really like to get into the 180s. I think a lot of it's going to have to do with the training I do this summer. Mm-hmm. So if we can just stay consistent this summer, I think those goals are going to come along for disc. And then same thing for shot put. My PR this year was 48 and a half inch. Mm-hmm. And next year we want to see 50 feet. And that's always been like the big number for girls shot put for high school. So to hit that would be amazing too, I think.
Heck yeah. And I think you're a lot closer than what some people may think as well. I mean, let's keep in mind she was shooting 164 in disc, and she only has to be 166. What are some of the things you were doing this summer to maybe try to increase that? I know you guys have some phenomenal throwing coaches there, and a lot of it is within the technique. People think you just have to be huge, but it's a lot of little things that help you get those extra inches and stuff. So tell me what you've been improving this summer besides maybe some strength training.
Well, I was going to say a lot of it is going to be that strength training. We kind of, towards the end of the season, the little details matter. Mm-hmm. So we spent hours on hours every single week, just kind of trying to fine tune the little parts of the throw that really no one sees. And I think a lot of that's going to come with consistency this summer, at least. So get consistent with the technique you're doing for the 3 months before you go into the season and before it actually matters and you're in meets and you're competing. So I think a lot of it's going to be get stronger, iron out some of that technique. And then from there, that's really all you can ask for. I mean, just to continue in your season, get better at competing. This next season is going to be a lot less stressful. There's no more college recruiting. There's none of that. So next year, like, we're really super excited for what's going to happen, because there are no more stressors anymore. And there's nothing really else to think about other than just throwing and like getting better and setting yourself up for your future, really. So we're excited. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. I want to get to that future part in a second, but are you still going to be pole vaulting as well? Or are you going to try to pull back from that a little bit?
No, I'm still going to be pole vaulting.
Good. I love watching pole vault, so I'm always rooting for it. It's so fun. And if you even get even better at a third area, I mean, you're just going to be a really complete athlete and really fun to watch. But more importantly, it's your senior year. So lay it all out there, It's going to be really, really fun to watch you. But I'd love to watch your career as you go on, too. You told me you were taking some unofficials yesterday. So tell me about what your college search has been like as well.
The college search has definitely been very crazy. And this season was a lot more than I expected. So to exceed my goals and to keep going has brought a lot more attention in. This year, the NCAA opened up contact to athletes for their junior year. So I received a lot of my calls this year instead of having to receive them all during the summer this year. So my college recruitment really started at the beginning of my junior year. So I dealt with a lot of the phone calls, a lot of the visits, a lot of the incoming colleges while I was competing this year. And now we're kind of at the point where I've talked to everyone I've wanted to talk to. I know the bare minimum of information about each school. And now it's kind of you need to go out there and see the school and meet the athletes. So right now I'm kind of in the process of taking all my unofficial visits and planning my 5 official visits for the fall. As of right now, I think I've narrowed it down to 3 official visits so far. I already have my official visits scheduled with Duke, and same with University of Michigan and Penn State.
Okay, we are.
I'm really serious about those 3 schools right now, and I'm kind of in the process of just really taking my unofficial visits. We were planning on taking around 10 to 12 unofficial visits this summer, getting around, traveling, all the fun stuff that goes along with that, and then narrowing it down to those 5 schools for the fall.
Well, you've got quite the busy schedule here, girlfriend. Are you planning any time to just be a kid and have some fun?
Yeah, so there's a lot of time in between that. As busy as it does now, you kind of find yourself having those free days every once in a while where you're man, where did I find time to not have anything to do today? So I spend a lot of those days with my friends, doing stuff outside. And I also have a couple vacations planned with some friends and some family. So it's a nice break away from all that for a little bit, and then it kicks back into it. So it's you don't really get a time to breathe in between. It's just you kind of go from not having anything to having everything all at one time.
Yeah, well, good. I'm glad you're planning some time in there. I was getting a little nervous saying all these visits, and traveling is fun, but take some time to relax and just enjoy everything that you've just accomplished. High school goes so fast, and college will go even faster. So soak it all in. I've been thrilled to watch you. I said we put you on KDKA in our sportscast the other night. Your name's getting out there. You're doing amazing things, and keep crushing it and working hard. And remember to have fun along the way. We'll definitely be tuned into your career. And for all of our Westmoreland Sports Stats fans, keep an eye on this one next year. And who knows, we'll see. Maybe the next time we'll be talking is when you decide where you're going to commit.
Hopefully.
You'll be fine. I have all the faith in you. Liz, thank you so much for your time today. And go have fun and enjoy your busy summer.
Thank you.